can never be the same again.
Lost in the forest. The rain had stopped only an hour ago, though the trees still wept cold droplets from their branches, falling onto Lydia's hood as she trudged deeper into the forest. She had been hiking with friends earlier that afternoon, following a narrow trail marked by faded red paint on the bark. But somewhere along the way she'd lingered too long taking photos, and when she turned back, the others were gone. At first, she thought she would simply catch up. The path had seemed clear, but one bend bled into another, and the trees thickened, swallowing the light. The sound of laughter, footsteps, human presence, gone. By the time Lydia admitted she was lost, the sky was already bruising into evening. Her phone was useless, no signal, just a mocking, no service, at the top corner of the screen. She told herself not to panic. People got lost in woods all the time, and people were found all the time too. But as the shadows lengthened and the air grew colder, every crack of a branch or flutter of wings made her heart jump. It wasn't just the fear of being lost. It was the silence. That deep, swallowing silence that seemed to press in from all sides. As she walked, Lydia became certain she was being watched. She caught movements in her periphery, something ducking behind a trunk, a darker shadow among shadows. Twice she thought she heard whispers, too faint to understand, threading through the undergrowth. Her rational mind insisted it was wind, owls, the forest's natural language. But her instincts screamed otherwise. Then came the footprints. She nearly stepped on them before noticing, muddy impressions pressed into the wet earth, just ahead of where she stood. Not animal, human, boots, large, heavy. Her chest fluttered with relief. Maybe it was a ranger. Maybe even one of her friends doubled back. She called out, "Hello." Her voice cracked, weak against the endless forest. No answer. She called again, louder. "Hello, is anyone there?" The forest swallowed her words. But the prints continued forward, and she followed them. Night fell in layers, until only the pale wash of moonlight guided her steps. The prints led her to a clearing where the trees leaned back from a wide, dark pit in the ground. At first she thought it was a natural hollow, until she saw the wood beams jutting out like broken bones. An old mine shaft. The prints circled its edge, then disappeared into the black mouth yawning beneath the earth. From inside came the faint sound of breathing. "Hello," she whispered again, but the word quivered. The breathing stopped. Something moved within the mine. Heavy, slow, a figure emerging. Lydia stumbled back as a man appeared at the mouth of the shaft, tall, broad-shouldered, clothes ragged and damp. His face was half hidden by a beard, his eyes glinting pale in the moonlight. "Lost?" he asked, his voice low, like stones grinding together. Lydia's heart leapt. Yes, thank God, please, I got turned around, I can't find the trail." The man smiled. Too wide, forest does that, likes to keep people. Something about his tone, the way he studied her like prey, made every warning bell inside her scream. I should probably head back the way I came," she stammered. The man stepped closer. "No, not safe that way, best you come with me." Every instinct told Lydia to run, but her legs refused to obey. The man loomed closer, smelling of damp earth and iron. She caught sight of his hands, scarred, dirt under the nails, something dark smeared across his knuckles. I think I'll be fine," she said, forcing a smile, inching back. His eyes hardened. Not asking. That was when she knew. All along she'd been afraid of the forest, its shadows, its whispers, its unseen things. But the true danger hadn't come from wolves or ghosts or her own imagination. It came from him. The forest wasn't hunting her. He was. She bolted, her body finally obeying the terror that had knotted in her chest. Branches whipped her face, roots clawed at her ankles, but she didn't stop. Behind her came the crashing thunder of the man's pursuit, his breath ragged, his boots pounding earth. "Don't run," he bellowed. "Makes it worse." His voice was close, too close. Lydia darted between trees, heart hammering so hard she thought it might burst. She tried to remember the path she had taken, any landmark, any way out, but the forest was a maze, every direction the same. She ducked into a thicket, crouching low, fighting to still her ragged breathing. The footsteps thundered past, fading deeper into the woods. Silence returned. For a moment, she dared to believe she had escaped. Then, slowly, boot steps crept back, this time softer, deliberate. He was hunting now, not chasing. Lydia stayed crouched, shivering in the thorns, listening to the man's movements circle, retreat, return. He was toying with her. Forest likes to keep people, his voice drifted through the trees, sing-song, taunting. But I like to keep, too. The words slithered into her mind, each syllable a coil tightening around her throat. Hours passed, or maybe minutes, time lost meaning in the suffocating dark. At last, exhaustion forced Lydia to move. She crawled from the thicket, keeping low, scanning every shadow. No sign of him. Then, just ahead, she saw it, the faint red mark of paint on a tree trunk. The trail. Hope flared inside her chest. She hurried toward it, and froze. At the base of the tree, smeared across the roots, was blood. Fresh, thick. And beside it lay something worse, a backpack. Torn open, a phone, a jacket sleeve. Her friend Emma's jacket sleeve. Lydia staggered back, horror clawing through her. The man hadn't been the forest's victim. He had been in it for years, hiding, hunting. And she had walked straight into his ground. The snapping of a twig behind her made her spin. The man stepped from the shadows, closer now, his grin split wide, teeth gleaming in the moonlight. Trail don't lead out, he rasped. Only in. And Lydia finally understood that the forest itself had never been her enemy. The enemy was the one thing more dangerous than wolves, ghosts, or even the unknown. Another human. If you enjoyed tonight's tale, remember to like, subscribe, and share it with someone who loves a good scare.